Sarah Ross. John. Radio. Posts. So we got 4 questions in this. I'm going to get to these, and then I'll be joining you guys for questions here. Welcome to Inspective Hedgehogs. My guy, what's up? Scamps, Landon, Rose, Ernesto Bordes, Bernie, Berry, JJ. Right. So this is from Shari. Shari actually sent me a gift for to read my niece and rational fasting by Oliver Eric, which is great. Did your stomach growl a lot in the beginning? Trying to figure out the timing of when to do a shorter fast and when to expect tummy to be cooperative in work meetings and the like. Yeah, if you taper into a fast, you won't get that as much. If you could do 24 hours a few days before, or you could just be raw if you're raw into it, but you will always get some reaction from your stomach. It's normally at the same time of day that you normally eat. So if you try to eat when you've not got a meeting tomorrow, and then you won't go into the meeting and get a growl in your stomach, the body reacts. It's like on a 3-day kind of cycle. And it's the same with sleep. It's on these patterns. I forget, there's a real name for it. What's his name? Named it something. I tried to Google it. I really couldn't find the actual word for it. That acro guy, Andrew Perlow, he's cool. He mentioned the name of it. But yeah, essentially your body's on like a sort of 3-day cycle that tapers. So it's like how the nighttime we go to bed, when we eat each day, and it's trying to look for patterns each day. And it likes routine like that. Occasionally it likes a real good break, like fasting, sleep fasting. I've done a couple nights when I've just gone all-nighters and felt good the next day and charged up from not sleeping, and then I appreciate sleep more than ever. So even all that kind of stuff, it works. But essentially, yeah, your days on a like circadian rhythm type thing. Right, so this is from Mukund Iyengar. Well done going so far in first attempt at managing those demons. How do you mainly look at body differently now? For example, one suggestion is body is more of air and pump than a food processing machine. Do you feel you were breathing any deeper or heart pumping more apparent? Yeah, I felt the heart pumping in my stomach so often, and it was more centered around here. And you know what? This is better than this. Also, the breath. It's like you trade off when you eat food. It's a trade off. Do you want to eat or do you want to breathe? And without eating, the depth at the bottom of your lungs is a whole next experience. And so I don't want to clog it up with mucus and heavy foods that aren't liquidy that will run through me, so that when I get back into physical activities and running, I'll have all that extra space there below me. Circadian rhythm wasn't a word. It was definitely a different word. But I couldn't find it. And maybe that's what he meant. Did you get hooked on any addictive videos during the fast? Yeah, fasting, especially something like that first time. Honestly, like if you do Vipassana, I've not done Vipassana, so things like that are really I have so much respect for those kind of levels. My goal was food. Like my relationship with food was something I wanted to address. That was one of the main reasons for coming into fasting. And so that was the priority number uno. So I watched a lot of, the World Cup was on, which was a blessing. UFC was some good, I watched a lot of, that's my switch off from stuff, is UFC, MMA podcasts and stuff, which seems completely contradictory. And, at some point I will step away from that, but it is my switch off from this whole spiritual world. And you need some advice like that. And for me, that's what acted as that. And then just on phone, I was on sort of looking on Instagram and YouTube and stuff like that, watching other videos. It was a really interesting season of fasting, because in the beginning I was reading loads. I'm really inspired to read. And then eventually later on, I wasn't bothered about reading, and I couldn't really focus that much on taking in scientific books and stuff. And I wanted just to lie down and rest. I would have liked to have had a setting in nature with spring water. I went to Tenerife, but the air was a bit dry and there wasn't spring water. I would like a more tropical setting to do it and stay in one place for a longer period of time. And then add in daily routine of meditation and maybe some gravity yoga and stuff like that. Did you get, to recap, by what day did you stop getting stools? So I had one on the first day, and then I did an enema on the second day, And on the 6th day, I had a movement, but I think it was part of the enema left over mixed with the stool. And then on day, was it like 30, maybe 20, and then like 30 was like tiny movements. And then I've only had one since, to be honest, right after I ate the melon. But I've only had liquid mostly after that. Any plan on having small dry fast post water fast? Trying a bit of breatharian. One food for thought. Give this new lease. Yeah, man, my whole perspective on things like breatharianism and that, I think I'll do a video on that once I ponder on it more. But though, I was in Snowdon reading about, in the perfect setting, reading about breatharianism and Ray Moore, and I was watching that guy for a few months before reading his book anyway. And I never I've been open to it for like 4 years since I saw Jericho's Sunfire, and he was speaking, and what he was speaking just resonated really strongly with me. I'm not saying like either way, but there's parts of it that made sense. If you're able to tap into a different source of energy, and when you fast, you really realize that how much emotional energy, and when we're drained emotionally, we just can't do anything, and the food is another source of fuel, and we use that as the fuel. But if we weren't in an energetic vampirical, that's that word, energetic society, we really wouldn't need to eat as much, and there's a different fuel source for sure that we can tap into. But coming off the fast the last few days, there was times when I was doing the fast, I was like, oh yeah, I can go forever, I can be breatharian. And then day 35, but I was in a box room, and I didn't really leave that much. If you are in the right setting and you are doing meditation, and your higher chakras are probably more activated, as you get up, if those are in place, they might be able to cushion you and keep you moving. But I think I hit a block at the sort of throat mouth creative chakra, and that's when you got to get into the breath. Then that was my sign to get into the breathing. I didn't get into the breathing. I carried on doing what I was doing, and that was the end for me. I do have one question. This is from Gary Lane. Thanks, Gary. I've seen you support me throughout the whole thing. What are your thoughts on seasonal and regional eating? Yeah, I think seasonal regional is the best. I'm not saying that I've done it or doing it. I aim for it, but it would mean upending to Southeast Asia so I can eat fresh durian and watermelon. If I can eat, I'm hoping to be able to eat watermelon again. Hopefully it's just a phase right now. But for now, I literally, on my way back from Birmingham with Benjamin, I went to Betsy's farm. There's a farm just at the end of this road called Betsy's farm, and they do loads of meat. There's a butchery in there and stuff. But I've asked them before if it's organic, and they weren't sure. And asked them again, and the guy behind it said, "Yeah, it's all organic. I'm sure it is." But it was the butchery. It didn't seem as convincing to me. But he said it's all organic, grown on where it is, and there was cucumbers and tomatoes and cherries and plums and mushrooms. I've got it all up here. And they were really ripe, like overly ripe. And I've been struggling with the cucumbers because I've been buying organic cucumbers from Sainsbury's. But even then I get waxy mouth, and I don't eat the skin, I eat the insides because there's not water enough. There's still like cucumbers and things that need to ripen. And it just I've learned so much breaking the fast, how important ripe food is, and how often, especially like in today's age, that me and my surroundings, buy fruit and veg to make it and prepare that night, like just day to day, rather than letting it sit and start to really ripen. And so that's doing damage to us. Even a cucumber that's unripe, you can, it's depending on where you're at, is damaging if you really want to respect the most human way to live. So yeah. If you could, this is from Jason Goodman, what's up, Jason? If you could talk to your past self from 2009 to 2010, what is the most important thing that you've learned since becoming vegan and now from fasting? Important thing, not to care what people think. Like that really, and I've always dealt with it at the right pace, and I think I'm doing all right because I talk about urine therapy and flat earth and things like that, breatharianism, and like you have to really like get over that. I started to just block and delete everyone that comments negatively now. And that's really freeing because it's like, yeah, it's my world. That's it. Realize you create your own world. It's your movie. Like it's your Truman Show. It's sort of feeling a bit eerie Truman Show, to be honest, this whole vlogging everyday thing. But you're in control of it. You don't need to let these people in other than, family. I just to reflect, sort of doing along from that. My mum was around earlier cleaning my fridge, and she's telling me you need to get blood work done, please get tests done, your B12 might be low. Still telling me about vegan stuff like B12, iron deficiencies. I read in the newspaper this woman who's vegan, went on a vegan retreat and she had these deficiencies. Please get these blood tests. And I went, well, you get blood tests. She's like, no, but I'm not vegan. I don't need the test. I'm like, and anyway, we argued, and it really is for me like I could easily just avoid talking about this and say, act like peaceful person, and it's the final boss for me. You probably see occasionally I've still got a bite in me, whether it's Aries or fire or whatever. It's their ego, and so we argued, and I could feel all of my organs just shutting down, just pulling in, and I was like, whoa, that is so what are we doing every time we argue, shout? Like, I'm in such a pure sensitive stage, and if you're arguing like around a baby or something, they probably feeling that energy, and if you're being shouted at, or it's when you're being disempowered. I just feel disempowered. She makes me feel disempowered and not supported because she challenges me at every turn, and it's completely my job and my game to get over. But yeah, just sort of drop that in there just to stay completely open. Right, so I'm going to start. I can't read all your questions up to there, so I'm just going to start from now with questions. Hey Tim, I want to go and fast for 30 days in the lake. Will I have the energy to move from mountain to mountain? No, you will not. Well, if you're breatharian or you've practiced it before, but I wouldn't just jump into 30 days in a mountain without like someone to support you. I definitely would recommend having people close that can support you if you need it. Then literally on extended fasting and effect on gut flora. Not that I've read that's linking it other than like watching Lauren Lockman on YouTube. If I had to do it again, would I ensure it continues to be in natural surroundings? What would you want to have changed in hindsight? Yeah, I don't, I wouldn't, if I do it again, I wouldn't change anything in what I've done, but if I was doing it again, I would aim to like stay in one place for 30 days and maybe do it with some friends and have a spring and tropical climate. Are you fully zero waste? No. Parkour, hopefully we'll get back to some parkour. Where are we? Is there a way to lock this? Anybody's doing much fun with Jack? Yeah, Jack O'Connell's in America on a movie right now, but once he's back, we're hyped to do some stuff together. Will I eat cooked foods? Do you think it's necessary? I don't plan on eating cooked foods. I'm sure I will at some point in my life. I don't think it's necessary, but I don't know that. But I strongly believe in animal nature's law and that. What am I drinking? Looks pain. Yes, Jamie, welcome. Just a juice. My juice arrived today. Let's do this. Look at this setup we've got here. This is a stove, not needed anymore. Juicer arrived. I've never been a juicer in my life, and now is the time I'm getting into juicing. I ordered from organic. What's it called? Organic something company. Box of veg, 1 kilo of apples, organic delivery company they're called, and they dropped it off yesterday. 1 box of apples, 1 box of cucumber, 1 box, no, 2. Did I talk about this in yesterday's video? I don't think so. Celery heads, and then, but then, like I say, that stuff wasn't that ripe, so I went to Betsy's and she seemed to have the good stuff. So, yeah, this is my setup. Juicer, just getting into it. Never been a juicer in my life. Bought a couple nice glasses. Look at this. This is what I'm waiting on. Jamie, what's up? That's your kombucha. I don't know. Anyone got experience drinking kombucha after a fast? Because it's supposed to be good for your gut, but maybe you're way too sensitive right now. Or it'll repopulate like mad. Piel de Sapo. I got 2 at the time. I'd give him maybe in a week. They take a week or so to ripen at least, and then I think they last for time. I remember when one of the signs for me was I got really into eating melons earlier this year, and I was doing 1 melon a day in juices, but I was buying store-bought, like this is like organic, but it's not home pressed, and melons. And I was feeling really healthy, doing yoga every day. It was my birthday, and I told my parents I'd eat. They really want to eat with me, so I went to a restaurant, a cooked food restaurant, not vegan, but I ate vegan. And it was just downhill from there. I thought after that I'd go back to the melons, and it just went downhill. And that was one of the reasons I really wanted to fast. And so coming back to it, I bought a Piado Sapo and went to London, and it sat in my car for maybe 2 or 3 weeks. And I never ate it. And I always went to shops and bought snacks, and I knew it was there, and it was like haunting me in the back of the car. And I just never ate it, and it just threw it away in the end. And it was probably super lovely and ripe by the end. And I just thought, never do that again now. If I can eat that melon, then I'll be very grateful for just that. The celery is a bit too intense. Even though I'm juicing it, celery is a bit intense right now. What are you doing? Yeah. Thanks, Craig. Thank you. How many days would I recommend to fast for the first time? 36 hours or 24. If you've never done 24, do 24. Once you've done that, do 36, then do 48. And then from then you can do a week. Because first 48, people think it's all like discipline and willpower. It's like, honestly, once you're in the fast, it's really not that hard if you have the freedom in your life. If you have emotional drains and responsibilities, please don't like do it. Make sure you've got, for me, my responsibilities are ethics, and Benj and Ellis took care of that and helped me out. What's the blue bottle from? I bought that in America, in LA, at some hippie event, and I've never seen them anywhere else. Jason Blah has a video about me. Who's Jason Blah? Do you know of the Amazing Living Gallbladder Flush? If not, highly recommend it. Yeah, I think there's still some flushes to do. I think I've got Dr. Morse herbs in the cupboard. I'm gonna wait a month though. You can't. That was one of the really good key points Thomas made to me was, if you scrub your skin to, get the dirt off, but if you keep scrubbing, you're gonna cut it eventually. So it's like, I'm gonna take a break from healing and just start to rebuild, and then I'll try some of the like liver and gallbladder and perennial gland flushes and stuff like that. Tim, are you into any tantric? I'm not into tantric practices yet, but I'm open to it when the right thing. Familiar with Teal Swan? Yeah, I love Teal Swan, man. She reached out to me on Instagram once and said she acknowledged. I was like, yes, Teal Swan, wicked. What did she say? Someone quoted her in one of my videos. You got to fall in love with the healing, and that's really what it's about. Talks on urine fasting. Yeah, that's one of the next stages. Maybe next year I'll do a urine fast. It's 33 mean to me. It's God's number. He put 33 vertebrae in our spine, and that's trying to get back to that. Small shots of celery diluted with, yeah, I've been mixing cucumber and water, and I've actually been using a bit of urine in the, because it really is an instant antidote. It's been amazing. So I mix that with the juice, and that really helps. Did you lose hair and regrow stronger hair? No, I didn't lose any that I noticed. It's just strong though. It's healthy. Teeth are pretty good. Nails are, and they need to clean, but they're long and healthy. If you look, you're reflective of your health, you're doing great. Thank you. I mean, it's perspective. Some people say you look like death. Scott. Yeah. Did your body eat any scars on the skin? That was way more prominent, but it's getting better. I really don't want to fast, but I'm worried that it's emotionally draining. Yeah, do 24 hours, man. What's a urine fast? A urine fast is where you drink nothing but your own urine. Move off breathing while fasting. Yeah, I think doing breathing exercises is all right. In one of the books, I think it was Herbert Shelton's, he said, don't do breath, and this is from like 1909 or something. Don't do breath work. He mentioned breath work and cold shower or like cold bath, cold bathing. And I was like, well, they were onto this stuff back then. Like all the stuff we're discovering now, like it's new. Like obviously we think that our ancestors knew about it, but they were onto it in the 20th century at the start. And it's just the war and all that just took all of that away. They just covered it all up. What music did I listen to? I actually didn't listen to much music. Nothing really, I didn't really fancy it. For sure, like no hip hop. And then the odd like, when I was doing some lying down, listening to some like solfeggio frequencies, like 6 to 8 hertz, 432, that kind of stuff. That was good. When you say you're eating junk food, how do you class this? So, I'd eat at it's vegan festivals on the weekends. That was the biggest thing for me. Every weekend, it was just temptation, and occasionally I'd last till like 4 o'clock, and then I'd eat like a burger and then a stir fry and then something. It's like, so it was like, oh, it's a mixture of overeating and then eating junk food as well. But definitely, vegans need to address eating. And you think if you are about environment and impact to the planet, and you're eating like massive portion sizes and stuff like that, it's like fasting helps you to reset your portion size, and so then you can consume less. Your food will go further. You know, if you care about money like that, you can spend less on food then, and you're getting more. Your body's more efficient at doing more with the less food because it's better at absorbing it, and then you're causing less impact to the planet because you're traveling half the amount of bananas that you would have eaten before. There's so many. If you're really into zero waste and we're really open to reflection and looking at ourselves and not just blaming everyone else for, yeah, you need to go vegan and solve the world's problems. It's like, no, there's so much more we can do. Shrooms or cannabis while fasting is a really good question. I did none, but I would like to do both on separate fasts, and like just do a mushroom fast and just do a shroom a marijuana fast. Like, well, I've got the idea for a fast I'd like to do, and I don't know whether to kickstart it. I'll let you guys know because y'all are real. Called Cushion Orange Juice Fast, and essentially it would be me and Benj in LA, Venice Beach, for maybe 7 or 10 days, and we do nothing but orange juice and smoke or eat marijuana, pure vape or eat raw, and do yoga, and just see where our bodies could take that. Because I think the juice would charge you and flush you, and the marijuana can get you to a depth that you can't get to without. And just to experiment with this stuff, because we're alchemists, and we're putting the different medicines together. Think about how big the marijuana industry and cannabis industry is for healing, CBD oils and all this stuff, but it can get abused. But it's about doing it right, and I think if you do it in a short burst and combine it with the juice stuff, the less gluttonous stuff, you could really, maybe not orange grape juice or something, but I think Cushion orange juice fast would be cool. Maybe there's a bit of a see. Any bad weed experiences? Yeah, but we don't need to talk about that right now, do we? How are your dreams now? Yeah, I don't really remember last night. I've been sleeping a bit longer. When you fast and you sleep, literally, I'm sleeping 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. and that was my sleep. And towards the end, you're just uncomfortable in bed. I was not. Today, using enema once on the second day. Cannabis is good. Most people use hybrid seedless. I mean, it's perspective and how you use it. Anything's good. This is one thing you realize: is absolutely everything is a medicine and a poison, and you have to be really assertive how you use anything. Anything. Running, gym, yoga, friendships, TV, music, food, plant medicines, ayahuasca, travel. It's all medicine, man. But it's all can be toxic and a poison if you overdo it. Did my tattoos fade? They don't look like it. It was an interesting question, and I looked when someone said that earlier. Hey, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Does dry and water fasting help you more spiritually? I mean, it depends how you label that, but certainly feel like just more aligned. Like, I think that's spiritual in a way. Like I can, I'm struggling now because it's related to it. But ability to like speak and flow has just come on like tenfold, and I got it from raw. The thing is, when I went, it's funny. Last year I went raw, and I experienced like a slightly lesser version of fasting. It's all a step closer to breatharian, maybe. But that's where it's just raw will get you. You don't have to fast. If you can go raw vegan, you'll experience like 80% of the benefits. It's all healing is healing. Like it's all one. The dreams will change. Your body will change. We try and there are little things that can pinpoint certain areas, but generally something that's good is good all around for the body, mind, and the spirit. I plan to eat only fruits. No, I'm going to eat. I'm going to actually do more greens. I was planning to go very fruity, but I think I'm going to have much respect for greens now, and I've never really lived a like 50% or more green lifestyle. I'm going to try that, especially with the exercise and stuff I want to be doing. I think it could really, push this. How are my feet? They're a lot better than the start, but it didn't solve it. I think circulation. So I'm getting some fascia massages to really release the feet. I should try raw meat. Yeah, should I? Anything happened with Iridology? So I got photos, but I don't know if they're good enough. But I can definitely see a massive difference. So I will get it in time, and I will do a video. But I've got good photos from before. It's the after photos I just need to get right. I need a macro lens. Did exercise at all in the early stages? I actually did zero exercise, and I just got more and more tired. I did like function, like go to the office, and I did it for the first few weeks. Well, after the first week was really hard. Next few weeks were easier, and then towards the end it got really hard. So the first few days were like dead out, just body wanting to eat. Then the next week was drained. It was like I said in the video, it was dealing with all the organs, internal stuff. And then the later stuff was just like the deeper healing, which means you have to just lie down to get it. Who's happier you broke the fast, you or your parents? Oh, my parents for sure. But how do you feel about brushing your teeth with coconut oil? Yeah, oil pulling is good. Are you already planning for next fast? No, I'm not planning for next fast. I'm like, should I do 24 hours a week or something like that? But did you get rid of candle? Did you go muco plaque during fast? Muco plaque, I've not seen anything. I've not really been that much. But and candida, you don't. I guess you don't really know. But my stomach feels a lot better than it did before. Looking lean too. Yes, Ben. Thank you. Lean is healthy, man. We need to get that in our heads. What did Jamie Oliver think of you, Pastor Will? How would you react? How you look? Yeah, he had. I think he had much respect for it. Do you know what's really nice is that, and I don't know if I have a lot of eyes on me of people in position, in community, in society, and they all respect it, man. They all know. Like, there's people that are, can give all their hate and judgment and misunderstand it, but people at the top, man, they understand. They get this stuff. They've got an eye on it. They're, what's going on here? So he respects it, man. I'm going to go over to his garden and check out all of his veg garden and get some sick salad on the go. What's your opinion on being religious and vegan? Yeah, I think there's a tie in. If religion should connect you, if people respect something created in God's name, but not what God created? God created the earth. Respect that, and then that leads you to veganism. Do you know any herbal medicine books about healing plants? That's all to be discovered, for me. I just want to eat fruit and that, but the herbs are like, they work differently with us, with the different organs. But I can't recommend one other than Dr. Moore seems to have knowledge, but again, he's just in an square office all the time. I want to see the person that's out there in the wilderness picking the stuff. He's the one that Aborigines, those guys know. Casey, thanks for that tip. Fruit in the day, greens in the evening. I think I'll do that. Is it okay to have spring water? I mean, there's a million springs. It could be poison in your spring. If it's a good spring, I'd recommend spring water over distilled. Get a TDS meter, and if it's like less than 50, TDS, total dissolved solid meter. If it's less than 50 parts per million, then I think you're good. Do I plan to talk more about psychedelics? Yeah. Let me just get comfortable. My quad walrus is quite sore. Put you guys in. And I've got I want this channel, this section, this chapter of my life was fasting. But once this is, like a cloud doesn't just appear as a cloud and disappear. Once, the fasting will fade and other stuff will come in. Exercise, fitness. Once winter comes around, that's sort of psychedelic season then, isn't it? That's when the mushrooms come out. So we can talk about all that stuff, urine therapy, my experience on that. I've got videos from 2 years ago when I first discovered it that I didn't put out, that I might be able to put out. Well, I can put out. So yeah, I want this channel to be everything that's interesting, that's to do with like human, what it is to be human on this earth, and the stuff that's real, the stuff that people will mock, the stuff that brings Agent Smith out of the people. That's the stuff that's where the real games are. What brings that Agent Smith out of people? Can you tell me something there? What brings Agent Smith out of people? Fasting, skinniness brings it out. People you have to respect overweight, and that's that's their own thing. But skinny is eating disorder or this, it's like it's a snap there. Flat Earth, there's a snap there. Veganism, there's a snap there. That's Agent Smith coming out. Anyone got any examples when you see him pop up? where there's programming in our society that you're in therapy. People are programmed. You find a good spot for picking. Someone told me Ashbourne, which is nearby, so we'll see. How do I deal with criticism and judgment from people around you when you deviate from mainstream ideas? Yeah, it's a challenge, and it's just get better and better at it, man. And you just know it by knowing who you are, like trusting yourself. When you trust yourself above all else, it's like, what does it matter what they think? But it's still limiting and frustrating. But yeah, deodorant, smelly versus soap. Yeah, don't use any deodorant. I haven't used deodorant in years. No smell. I've not even showered since I broke my. I've showered once since I broke my fast. Palladians, yeah, man. That's one of my next books I'm going to read now. Path to Empowerment by the Palladians. I actually currently reading Celestine Prophecy again. That's one of my favorite books of all time, Celestine Prophecy. And it's my second time going through it. But I'm inspired. I love a good story with like a good message, like Peaceful Warrior. I'll do videos on my top books as well at some point. I visited the Lake District. That's my favorite place, Keswick. I was looking at places to live there the other day. Not going soon. Thoughts on eating poo. I think you're funny. I think poo smells for a reason. I think urine, when you're healthy, doesn't smell, and it comes out front for a reason. And it's liquid, and it's hydrating, and it's healing. Broken foot. LOL. Check out Barbara Siniak. Come on, that's my girl. Love Barbara. I got like the 3-hour video, not on the evening news, downloaded to my thing to watch that so many times, and I've got all of her books. The Laws of the Sun. I watched that the other day. Spiritual. I was laying in bed. I was like, couldn't sleep. 2 a.m. Spiritual movie, YouTube, and this one called Laws of the Sun came up, and I watched that. It's like the history of the Earth, and it goes through all the gods that came down and helped lead us to love and all this stuff. And it's like, whoa! I watched it over like 3 sittings. Amazing. We ever go on Joe Rogan podcast? Will Joe Rogan ever be ready for me? I just keep getting too far ahead of him. I think not in like it sounds ego, yeah. But he's just like, he almost is there, and then he goes the other way, and I'm like, I'm up in this direction. Eventually he'll be ready. Can we block people? Put user in timeout. Anyone want to moderate? Can I add a moderator? Any plans for August videos? Oh yeah. August, that's what's next, guys. Moderator, there you go. Yeah. No, we don't need one for now. Go on, I'll do Peter just because I know Peter. I'm moderator. August, so August the 1st. See, fasting's a lot for some people, and I understand that. Even people telling me now saying I'm on day 5 of 7, I'm like, raw. God, I'm not fasting. Like, and I've just come off one. I'm like, respect to you, man. Like, good work. Go on your fast. People in 48 hours. Like, 48 hours is the hardest part of the fast. If you have the time and space. But August, going raw is something we can all do, because you still get, it's like, well, the idea of eating just raw food compared to fasting, sign me up, So, if you go on ethics.com, I need to turn this page on. I need to add August. Let me go and do this right now. You can sign up to the August mailing list. And if I try ethics.com/August. Go on. Oh, not found. Come on. Pages/August. Damn it. One more try. Page/August. Okay. Well, there's a mailing list somewhere that you can sign up for. But either way, you don't need to sign up because I'm telling you right now. Go raw for the month of August. You could just do a week. But we're going to create loads of videos. A lot of the content will be on Ethics YouTube channel. Me and Ben did it last year. It was amazing. We had like 600 people sign up online. We can crush it even more this year. Get more people. Veganism is a great start for your health, but it's not the end of health. It's not the final chapter. There's so much more we need to do for ourselves. So we've got a pop-up shop in London We'll be there with fruit, hanging out, music. I'm gonna be doing Mindful Warrior workshop. I'm gonna be giving talks. I might give a talk. I might give 2 talks. August the 3rd to the 5th in Brick Lane. So if you can get there, come hang out. If you want to fly over, there's a vegan night Thursday. That's going to be the starting party. It's going to end on the Sunday. You can start the day before August, right? Then later in the month, UK Vegan Camp Out. We'll be doing August. There will be Raw there. I'm going to be doing Mindful Warrior at Vegan Camp Out. So that is, I'll Google it just to see up to date. UK Vegan Camp Out 2018. JME is going to be there. We better know. Give me the date. Come on. It's 35 days away, whenever that is. August 17th to the 18th to 19th. UK Vegan Camp Out. So join us there. That's going to be good. There's also October. This is an exclusive right here. Carrying on from the August. October Fast. Not October Fest. Not beer drinking. October Fast. 3 days. 11/11 Friday, the first Friday in October, to 11/11 Monday, 72 hours over the weekend, October Fast. Who's in? Anyone in? You don't have to be in. I do it on my own. But anyway, no hype in the chat room. Me, yes, Vegan Glaswegian. Yes, Jordan G. I'm in. Toby, we're in. Yes, people in. When do I start parkour and ninja warrior training? Not yet, man. I got some. We're on 2020. 2020. I got 6 more months of, a year more of rebuild. I mean, yes, everyone's in. Ooh, everyone's in the chat. Yes. I'm gonna eat some tomato to that. This is work today. This is work. October Fast. Roll in, yeah? October Fast. There you go. Raw alone changed me in so many ways. Yeah. You don't even need to fast now. Don't feel no guilt. Please don't anyone watch me fast and be like, I need to fast and being like sitting at home. Jamie's in. Yes, bro. Jamie, Raugus round your yard, mate. Better true. '2020 Olympic. Yeah, one team. You lot are a gang, man. Scam, Stu. What time Stephen woke up? Woke up at 5 a.m. today, and my gosh, it was special. It was special. I've got so much life experience. It's a little sting in my tongue. I'm getting back to the food. It's getting there. Book time off work. Yeah, I'm not saying. I mean, we could try it. We'll do a meetup. I reckon we'll either do Snowdon or London. The weather's anything. I mean, I'm not really scared of weather, but 3 days in camping and that could be intense and fasting. So maybe we'll do a meetup in London so we can just hang out in a park together and just chat breeze. But you can do it anywhere in the world. Juice fast, yeah. Worried about not having energy for work. I think a juice fast compared to, and I'm not speaking of experience, I want to do one. Again, the first few days are the hardest. So if you start it on the Friday evening, and then by Monday, you'll be able to get through the Monday, and then I think you just have up and up, energy goes up and up on a juice fast. That's the reason John Rose talks about juice fasting so much, is because it's like with veganism, it's about making things manageable for people, And so not many people could go on a walk fast and have the time and space. Tim Chief Docker Restaurant, man, it would be like pretty 8, 10, 10, I guess, raw. Snowdon, Tris, yeah, I know you're up for Snowdon. We'll see, we can do 2 though, man. Oktoberfest doesn't have to just be one weekend. It can be like a, every weekend type of thing. We'll see, but there's time for that. We've got Raugus first. If you're in any way inclined not feeling the fast right now, let's just do Raugus. Let's just go raw for August or a few days of raw. Experience that. There's loads of videos on my main channel from last year that I was putting out. Top 10 tips for August. There's stuff on ethics, food shops. There's lots of content, and we'll be shooting some new stuff. And all that. Fat, sick, and nearly dead. Do I have any political beliefs, or is that so open-ended? When do you last do a handstand? It's fasting. Ooh, it's a good question. I haven't done one. My body is in such a place of like, the muscles are so soft right now that I'm going to the physio, and she's guiding me. I really met the most incredible physio 2 days ago. I asked Damien Walters, "Can you recommend me a physio?" And he recommended me an absolute peach. This woman is incredible. She loves animals. She goes for walks with the cats, not on leads. They just follow her. She's connected. But she looked at my body and was like, right, solve this. Gave me one exercise to do, 6 on each side. And just doing 6 on each side a day, that's easy. Anyone can do that. And just from that alone, I feel like she's working me already. And so, she works really with the fascia. So I'm getting massages to release the fascia. Parkour, injuries, squashes. There's so many like scars in my muscles and the fascia that are just like lumped together. The fascia is the web that runs over your muscle. And so when this gets bunched up, it's like your muscles aren't efficient. And she identified my quads as the biggest limiting factor. I've got anterior pelvic tilt, which is where you stand and your pelvis like tilts forward and it makes your belly look like that. And she reckons that's from quads. So, and from all the impact in parkour has damaged my quads. So while I'm in this state, before I build muscle, it's a really great opportunity that you get once in a life or once in a long fast to do it smartly. So I'm in no rush to build any muscle. And then once I've done that and I'm satisfied, then I will start to work on posture and mobility and form, and then build strength from them and really see what we can do through that. Took some painkillers during operation. Yeah, man, I've had 4 operations where I've been put under, and that's one of the things. Some women talk about it when they get childbirth. They get the epidural in the spine, and then they have lower back problems after that. And it's like, cranial sacral therapy. I also wanted to do. Don't like juice fast. It feeds a lot of bacteria in your gut. Yeah, what you choose, you could do green juice fast. And there's good just bacteria in your gut is so open ended. There's good bacteria in your gut. There's bacteria in your gut that you need. There's a balance. My brother has flotation therapy. Whoa, yeah, that would be good fasting. I would be interested in going to flotation. I've done it once before. Not anytime soon, but if see me in Manchester or it comes up again to my awareness, I could come over. Painkillers are no natural. Yeah, I mean, there's nature's painkillers, but yeah, you got to do what you got to do, man. But if you do any research, all the stuff. If you look at the iridology, I've got orange in the top of this eye. It's gone down a bit, but that's all from pharmaceuticals growing up, from antibiotics that have messed up the insides. And so iridology is a study that your eyes are like monitors to your body, and you can tell everything. If you search iridology chart on Google, you'll see an image and it maps out each eye and every little detail. So you can tell about every organ, where the mucus buildups are, any blockages. Any cramps. I got a bad pain in my calf on the 4th and final day. Would they've gone or continued? Yeah, they would have gone if you continued. That's the healing crisis. The thing with healing, it's not like healing is not just all positive. It's not just healing. We think of healing as it. It's like, no, healing is dealing with the dirt. It's like taking the time you go through a crisis to deal with it. It's not you go down to come up. Just started a fast for the weekend. Thanks for inspiration. Amazing. Good work, you. Go you. Celery juice cuts salt cravings. Yeah, that's one of the things people are like, you need salt. You need to have salt to live as a human. Someone's saying that. I'm like, there's salt in vegetables, dude. Tomatoes. There's really salty, That might be why it burns my tongue a bit. Celery. I've done yoga since breaking the fast. No. I'm waiting. I'm going to go to Iyengar on Sunday, actually. Iyengar is supposed to be like the sort of alignment and lengthening. Before August video on what wheat can we eat as a raw vegan. There's already a video on my channel, but we could do that again on ethics for sure. Since I said it, guess your eyes are clearer. Yeah, it's a microdosing. Yeah, microdosing is cool, man. I just think you don't want one thing that you have to rely on every single day. But I think once in a while, I think for mental health, absolutely. And an introduction to mushrooms. Because there's a big fear with magic mushrooms. And it's like fasting. And it's like fruit. Anything from nature, when you're in tune with yourself and you balance and you enter it, you're like, well, this is actually really gentle and friendly. It wants to help me. But if you're off kilt and coming into it with fear, you might get a little slap. And that's just how nature works. Followed you since went vegan 2 years ago. I'm a serious football player. Big up. Or floorball. Similar to Bandy. Diagnosed with overtrained 2 months. Haven't trained since. Advice for recovery, man. You've got to stay fasting. Vegan's not enough, man. When you discover vegan, yeah, it's Truman Show, mate. Brutally. When you discover fasting, when you discover veganism, you think it's like to solve all because you're acting on willpower. You've discovered something, you believe in it, and you're doing it. And that trifecta just makes you feel good. And eventually, that the energy is not the same, and it tapers off and plateaus, and it goes. Every bit of healing I've done, urine therapy was like, whoosh, and it was like okay. But each time is better than the last. So vegan's better than not vegan. Urine's better than not urine. Promise you that. Fasting is like, but it's not. I thought it would solve every issue. Like 35 days, my turnover's not completely solved. I thought that'd be gone in 20. It doesn't solve every issue. It's a whole puzzle, and it's putting the pieces together. What was the protocol for breaking your water fast? Did you watch the video on my channel? It was to eat the sweetest melon I could find, which was not the smartest idea. I reckon after 2025 you could stick with melon, but I think beyond that, obviously depends on the person. That the greens I had to go to greens. What do you believe happens after you die? I believe what happens after you die is what you believe happens after you die. So I better decide something, I guess. We should go to Buddhist meditation retreat. Yeah, Vipassana's in the horizon. This year, I could never picture myself last year. It's not last year, I never pictured myself being raw for more than a day. And I did raw for 3 months. This year, I never pictured myself fasting for more than 2 days. I did 35. Next year, I don't picture myself doing a Vipassana. What do I think about hot dogs? I think if you use carrots and lettuce, go for it. Do you have a favorite go-to raw recipe? I think recipes is, yes, you can do some fun stuff, but you got to let go of recipes. Nature has it provided. You got to be a bit more mono with your meals. Don't know who Ed Winter is. Ice water therapy. I'm trying to do one of these. Ever been to Cornwall? Yeah, look Cornwall. I'd say just microdose mushrooms. Have a little bit, introduce it to your body, and then build up. It's a friendly little critter. Why do you think your nutritional test didn't show anything on rice and melons? Yeah, you got to remember, if I do a blood test or do a hair test, I will never take that as like too serious, because the most important thing is that you're able to listen to yourself and you practice listening to yourself. Fasting is a great way to reset, to then realize what you can and can't eat. But do Vipassana's life. How long were you Vipassana's, Jojo? Better to break in the morning, I think. Our body's better at dealing with food in the morning. Canolics after fast, good or bad? I'm not an expert. I've gone against it. I wanted to apparently the more you use like colonics and enemas, the less efficient the body is at doing its own work. So, and that's, I think that makes sense to me. But no, peace out, novice. I'm gonna do 10 more minutes. We're getting out of this. This is wicked. Something off all my cookbooks. Yeah, gone. Don't need them, man. Someone say asthma. I've heard good things about fasting and asthma. Yeah, absolutely. Anything that asthma instead of using inhalers, don't use inhalers, please. That's what you mess. If you go to an iridology, they'll tell that you're using an asthma pump. Food sensitivities and intolerance are very situational and largely depend on context. Microwave is a good green vegetable drink. Yeah. Everyone wants to mix things. I think you want to, especially breaking a fast, 1 ingredient really, 2 max if it's green. But you don't want like a 5 ingredient thing. Go, this is good for me. Like, nature provides things one at a time. It's done the work. It's done the ratios, all sorted. Christian fasting views. Fasting is fasting, man. To step back. Is it possible to heal eyesight? Yeah, Dr. Sebi did a urine fast because he was into fasting and stuff. There's a video on YouTube that says urine fast Dr. Sebi, and he just says he did a urine fast for 7 days, and on like day 6 he went like blind and he couldn't see, and then day 7 he could see clearer than he'd ever seen like in his older life. And that cleared his eyes up. So I think there's something to that. You can look into eyes. And here's the thing with fasting, right? If you actually look around society, it is so fast and rapid nowadays. Everyone is redlining, on the edge, juggling a million different things: career, family, friendships, jobs, themselves, their own health, and they're like on the edge of a cliff, right? On the edge, just trying to juggle, but they want to fly. Fasting is taking steps back. It's going, whoa, observing it all, and then you can take a run head start and just go, where to go. Life begins at fasting, man. And I shouldn't say this so quick because I'm still just coming off the fast, so I acknowledge that I could just be gas, And any type of healing, you start get that excitement, and you're like, "This is a solution." Yeah, vegans, everything. It's like cool, but there's something good to it, man. What books would you recommend to read before fasting? The Science and Fine Arts of Fasting is a really good book, and Rational Fasting by Dr. Arnold Ehret, and you read them during the fast. I enjoyed reading them more during than beforehand, because beforehand I was like just feeling bad that I wasn't fasting, so I saved them for when I was fasting, and then you're just like, well, this is it, this is what I'm doing to myself, and it helps the fasting because then you're reading stuff that backs up what you're expecting to feel, and it makes you feel it even more, Hey Fiona, I take my asthma steroids in. Yeah, that stuff is that. Do you drink water when you're in fast or just urine? Depends. You set the rules, man. There's no rules, I guess. I guess the optimum way would be to maybe drink a litre and then just drink all your own after that. But maybe you allow yourself a litre a day of distilled water just to put it in the mix. That's how I had a can of Coke. I think I had one this year. And then I think when I had it, I said I hadn't had one for like 2 or 3 years. How's the ethics company going? The collaboration we did with Lucas Mack. Really, you guys, whoever bought it, thank you so much, because we've always been like vegan brand, doing vegan slogan, and we're sort of drifting from that to more like conscious stuff, So Lucas Mack did a healing breathwork ceremony private for me, Ben, and Ellis, and the guy's an artist, man, and we saw this in piece from him, and I just connected with it, and it was like, I've climbed to the top of the pyramids, feminine energy, the one eye for me, the third eye. For me, the third eye symbolizes like how we triangulate truth. I will do a video on this another time, but it's like he says, she says, and the truth. And it's like if you can just understand someone else's perspective and their beliefs and your beliefs, then you have third eye that you triangulated through, acknowledging how it all comes together. Breathwork with Lucas Mack was like nothing I've ever done, man. If you combine that with some fasting, you get some deep stuff out of you. Goji man, no. There's a YouTuber called Pro Gamer J, and he was one of my biggest inspirations for fasting because he was just a young kid YouTuber, overweight, and fasted for 28 days on his own. I think he just made enough YouTube money, he could just chill at home, did enough research. He made a couple videos on it that have got like 3 million views. So I'd really recommend, because when you want to see like a full spectrum of people, you've got Dan the Man, Dan the Life Regenerator, really good stuff. Sean Walsh, really great stuff. Steve Pavlina did a 40-day one. Then you've got like these older, like Black American women who are really spiritual, who look glowing skin, that are doing 30, 40-day urine fasts on YouTube, and they get videos that get like 50 views, and I'm like, what? This person's on day 31 of a urine fast, buzzing their head off, going for long walks, and she's like 60-year-old, looks amazing. And people don't know about this stuff, but there's this one just young kid living in London, Pro Gamer J, 28 years, like 20 something, did 28 days of water fasting, unsupervised at home, and made videos about it, and just seemed like, and his transformation is amazing. I thought, this is someone, maybe it's because I'm English, can connect with, and I admire it. Like, that's inspirational to me. He's deleted his original, but it's been re-uploaded. Yeah, there's a few videos on there. I'm not urine fasted yet. Training and fasting is a good idea. No, anyone that's some people like to train and fast, and some people think you can gain muscle. That snake diet guy, I think he does that. But then other people, Sean Walsh did training and fasting, and he lost muscle. And it seemed like if you're using the muscle when you're fasting, then that's what it uses as fuel. So maybe if you want to shrink muscles, but I think he might have been dry fasting, so then there's a difference there. So, but honestly, I'd reckon if you're fasting for healing, don't exercise. If you stay still, the more you can stay still and lie completely still, the more your body will do it. The inner angels will do the work. But if you want to exercise and get something different out of your fast, then you can do that. John St. Julian as well. I will give him a big shout out. Baba Wanyama. Shout out John St. Julian. He's a G, and he was one of the biggest inspirations for fasting. And he's got some really good videos on fasting. If you want to do a more spiritual angle of fasting, watch John St. Julian. My face already looks slightly fuller. Yeah, it's getting there. I wonder in a week, I want to really stay lean. I'm like 135. Bit under 135. I'd love to be 150 pounds all the time. I was 170 before. John St. Julian is a legend. Yeah, he is. Hello from California. What's up, Blake? Experience releasing parasites. I didn't release. That's the question that I had in my head. Would I release any parasites? No, I've not seen any come out. And I felt there's moments in the fast when I'm reading about parasites and think, yeah, this is what's happening internally in me. And then afterwards, it's like, was it all make believe, or was that what I was going through at the time? But I've got some turpentine. That's something I really want to try. That's to do with parasites. So I'll wait a few more weeks and then I'll try something like that. Logan Paul is vegan. Logan Paul's funny, man, because he gets a lot of hate, but actually he did that conference with KSI and he was like, I'm vegan. I know what a carrot looks like. Got a small dick or something. Sperm fast is the best, is it now? What do you think of alternate dry day eating? Yeah, alternate day eating is cool. And Osborne is an amazing inspiration. She did a year of alternate day eating, which is incredible. She did 50 days on oranges. I thought that blew my mind when I discovered she did 50 days on oranges. You can live 50 days on oranges, you get deficiencies, you get this, and she was just glowing. I was like, whoa. And she juiced every orange, one orange at a time, and drank the juice of that orange, so she didn't mix oranges. That is how you put respect on fruit. Big up Anne Osborne for doing that. I'm gonna be at the UK Fruit Festival. If you're free, 2 weeks, happen to be free, go fruitfest.co.uk, code ethics ETHCS and you can join me and I'll be there and I'll be talking about fasting. But I'll put it out in videos, so I don't want to spam that too much. But just to let those people know that don't know, that into August, for those that have joined later. All of August, we're going to be raw. We'll be promoting that. I'll do a bit on here, but mostly on the Ethics YouTube channel. And then we got October Fast. October, announced it here the first time. First weekend in October, 3 days. You can join. You can just do 1 day if you want. But online community, a group of people coming together for deeper healing. October Fast, not fest. No alcohol. Fast. Air, water, dry. Juice fast if you want. Fruit fast if you want. You've got fruit feast, juice feast. Fast will be better. It's not October Feast. We can do October Feast after the fast. October Fast into October Feast. There, done. We hit an hour. Thank you guys. I love you all. You love yourself. That's the work. Just love yourself. That's all you can really love. Thank you, man. Say what's up. Thank you. September. We'll see. You get a break in September. Enjoy September. All the glow you get from August. Enjoy it in September. Bye, guys. Dovi, Vegan Guys Region. Thanks for joining me. See y'all. Follow me Instagram, Human Timothy. Ethics. We got sale on ethics right now. 30% off all vegan items. Want to join the vegan? You're already in the vegan if you're vegan, vegetarian. 30% off. T-shirts are like 15 quid. Hoodies are like 30 quid. Normally 45. Kids t-shirts are £10. 100% organic cotton, made entirely using renewable energy from wind and solar power. We don't, people tell me you need to spam more like the ethics of it. This is fair wear, fair trade, made with renewable energy from wind and solar power, organic cotton, £15 t-shirt that says vegan on it. Ethics.com. No discount code, it's just all set up, homepage, boom. For support, that's one way you can support. Patreon, I'm on there as well. I do one-on-one sessions on Patreon. Patreon.com/IFeelTruth or PayPal, not asking for it, but Tim Sheaf, PayPal.me/Tim Sheaf or something. It's there as an option. But y'all amazing anyway. Y'all wicked. God speed to us all. Fast. You want to be fast, we've got to fast. Fast. Godspeed. Got a headbutt this? Not yet. End.